Angelina DeWeese, and welcome to Magic Mondays. It is time to bust through your limiting beliefs and set your soul on fire. And I'm excited because today's conversation is about authentic sales. How many of you hate the word sell, sales, selling? Yeah, I know. But one of the things about being in business is that it is the lifeblood of our business. It is one of the most important things about our business. I remember when I first started talking to people and having conversations and asking them to do something and having to pay my rent at the end of the month based on what I sold, it became this really yucky, feeling manipulative and fake, and I just didn't want to do it. And I talked with so many people who feel the same way. So first, I want to make a huge paradigm shift. We want to shift selling to service, okay? Service is the key. Because I know as a heart-based network marketer that one of the things that's most important to you is that you don't want to lie to anyone. You don't want to force anyone. You want to inspire them into action. You want them to come to you. That's what we want to have happen. And so I want to ask you a question. Really think about it. What is the number one thing that gets in the way of authentic sales? What do you think? It's you and me. We get in the way. You see, because sales is personal. It feels personal. It feels vulnerable. It's actually a skill that we have to learn how to master. And lastly, it drives up all the limiting beliefs that are hiding beneath the surface. So one of the coolest things about having a business and being a network marketer is that by very nature of doing it, you are busting through your limiting beliefs just by doing it, by practicing it, by being you. Because every time you do it, if you put your foot in your mouth and you make a mistake, it's going to become easier and better and more natural. But there are a few other things that I want you to know, because there are some core beliefs that every master at authentic sales knows. One of the first beliefs is that it's not personal. You might have heard this before, but I really want you to understand that if someone says no to you, it's not personal. If someone says, oh, what are you doing? Or, oh, you got bought into that MLM thing. Whenever you have that negativity coming at you, I really want you to understand that that is theirs. It's their view, their beliefs. So I want you to continue to stand in your power and to know that even if you hear a no, it may be a no, not now. It may be a no, I'm having a bad day. It may be no, I don't understand what the heck you're doing, right? But the no is not personal, right? It can be really vulnerable, because when you really love something and you're doing something with your heart, it's kind of like putting your heart on a platter and saying, you don't like me, you don't want what I have. All of those things come up, and I really want you to know it's not personal to you. So stay in your power. The second thing is that I want you to remember that they are just as scared of you as you are of them. Now, this might be a little bit crazy, but I remember learning this in a leadership program. And as we were led through this really powerful exercise, started to realize that, we walk up to someone and you want to share something. So let's say you want to share something with a stranger. And you are thinking in your mind, oh my gosh, what are they going to think of me? Are they going to think I'm too bold or too much? Or are they busy? Can they have time for me right now? They're with their children. Is that okay? We're having all of these thoughts, wondering what they're going to think of us, if they're going to like us, if we're good enough. Because at the core, every human being is always worried about not being enough and not being loving enough. And so we're always thinking these thoughts. But on the other hand, what we don't usually think about, because we're so worried about ourselves, is we don't think about how the other person is worried about what they're thinking of us. Well, what am I saying? Do I like this? Do I not like this? So here we are, two people, just worried about ourselves, not thinking about each other. And so I want you to think about that our job is to step into that service, to step into calming their mind, letting them know that they're okay, that everything's great, that no matter what they say, it's perfect. When we do that for another human being, you can share anything, say anything, and that no matter whether they say yes or no, it doesn't matter. That you have a moment together to impact each other and to connect. That is a very, very important part of authentic sales. So the third thing I want you to know is that speak into a yes. Okay, now what are you talking about when you say speak into a yes? What I mean is a lot of times we are already thinking someone's going to say no to us. So you might say, I really want you to try this, but you're too busy. Or I really want you to think about this, but you might be not interested. A lot of times, unconsciously, we are trying to avoid hearing a no. So we're going to speak that way. So I want you to speak into a yes. Imagine that they are going to absolutely say yes to you. So you can say something like, wow, how are you gonna, you're gonna be so excited to hear about this. This is so amazing. This is really gonna, help you in your life and create calmness and ease. We are speaking into the fact that they're excited, right? Instead of avoiding thinking that they might not be excited. So I want you to start practicing that, okay? So the fourth and last thing is that if you are having an experience in your life where a lot of people are saying no, I want you to stop and I want you to look within. Because one of the things that's really important is that you realize and recognize that your inner world is a mirror to your outer world. So let me give you an example. There have been a lot of times in my life where I was struggling with money and I'm asking a client to pay to work with me. And when I was struggling with money and I wasn't looking at how I was being with money and what I was thinking about money, there was maybe a series of times where someone said no to me. And I had to look and stop, okay, where am I saying no to myself with money? Where am I not being powerful with money? Where am I out of integrity with money? As I would look over here and do a self-scan to check in to see, how is this showing up in my own life? How am I mirroring these results back to me? And sure enough, if I do something, make a change in my own money, something around that, then I would hear yeses. So I want you to start looking at your mirror. I want you to start looking at the results that you're getting from the outside world and starting to see if you're getting a certain objection, a certain no, a certain comment. So I'm going to ask you to look at where is that happening in your own life. Okay? So that mirror is a really powerful way for you to not only be of service, but also to do that personal growth and development within yourself. So now that you've installed those beliefs, there are 3 things that I want you to use the next time you go into a selling conversation. The first one is I want you to dump the day. See, we're kind of like a light switch. We literally have the power and capacity to switch into being of service. So even if you've just gotten out of, kids screaming, this going on, you have laundry, you can, by choice, switch completely into that present moment and be of 100% service to that person. So I want you to dump the day, take some breaths and just be there for that person. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to say a little prayer or mantra. I want you to ask for you to be able to be of highest service to that person. So we forget to ask, we forget to use all of the stuff that we have around us to be in highest service. So ask that question, okay, how can I be in highest service to this person's good right now? And trust that whatever comes in is going out to them for good reason. And the third thing is to be connected to your why. Because even if you have rent to pay, and even if you are trying to reach a certain rank, even if you do have something that you want to see happen, your why is the absolute most important thing. Okay? Why you want this. What is this going to mean for your family? What is this going to mean for the world? What is it going to mean for this person's life to change and alter? That when we're connected to that, it doesn't matter what happens in that moment, that it is perfect, exactly what's needed to happen. Thank you so much for joining me today on Magic Monday. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please share it with your team. And comment below, let us know what your favorite part about today's video was. And remember, the world needs more of you.